Mike Gill, State of Corruption. The last time I left you, we were in front of an FBI office. Remember dropping off evidence? Except for the door didn't open. And I called the video checkmate. What you see on the table is part of this checkmate. Okay? Let me explain what checkmate was. It was the evidence that I have on this table now and that I'm enclosing to these state agencies that I'm going to go over with you. But what it does, it shows that Bill Shaheen with Alex Walker literally controls your judges in this state. Right. That's called organized crime. No getting around it. Read the statutes. The FBI have to read the statutes too. Now, Bill Shaheen is working with Judge Delker. Right. Delker, best friend, is the managing partner of Shaheen and Gordon. Right. The attorney for Shaheen and Gordon, McLaughlin, his father was the AG that not only Delker worked under, but Ruoff and Howard. You know, the other judges we had on this case. They all had a conflict. Right? Let's not forget. Now, Judge Delker had to recuse himself. But Shaheen and Gordon were my attorneys. Alex Walker and Divine Millimet, the two entities suing me, were my attorneys. Right. Now, you know there's 50 million that you couldn't have any one of them say that's not true. And we've given them many opportunities. Now, who was on the list? Alex Walker, Shaheen and Gordon, Bill Shaheen? Right. The DRA, the IRS, Wiggins and Norrie. It's all the entities that are leveraging me now. It was them that I was giving the releases to. Hello? Now listen. They've had every crayon in the box. Lawyers, judges, politicians, law enforcement. What did we have? You had me. I'm smarter than these bastards. But I need help now. And this is what we've reached them out. I have entrapped these bastards. That's why that FBI door didn't open. And guess what? I saved you a surprise. You see this box? Closed. Came from the FBI office in Boston. We're going to open it together. Because what's in here is going to mean quite a bit to you and your children. Because we're going to find out what they're going to do and what they're not going to do. Now, they threatened, remember, to send our evidence back. The reason why the FBI didn't want to open the office, they were going to squeeze us a little bit for the first 2 times, but then they figured I set the idiots up. Right. Right, they now knew that I was filing RICO charges against these judges. Do you think, for instance, Judge Anderson, we've had 8 recusals, remember? But Judge Anderson gets the DRA banking. Richard Head was the signature, the author of those complaints. Remember? California. Right. Wiggins. And now I get something for the septic. Here's the plan. 1 judge, 4 cases, closes State of Corruption, closes the company, seizes the assets, and kicks you out of the home. Wow. From all the people who offered me $50 million. Are we awake now? All right? These are the entities. Francois, that son of a bitch. Now, I have the information and I have the evidence. He put me in jail to be murdered. Now, we got Brian Toomey. We got Kerry Lemieux. We got Lisa Tracy. You want to talking to them? Now, the state filed charges, remember? A county attorney, Mara. Then what are we doing in court? Now, let's think about this. The people who are suing me are the ones who offered me $50 million, and Walker and Shaheen, along with the drug-dealing bastards, had tried to have me murdered 3 different times, and on the 4th time, we have on tape from the hitman refused the job. Hello, Sequoias is partners with Cruz. Sequoias is the right man of Aganos. Can we have a criminal investigation, please? Right? That's what it is. This puts the judges in jail. This gets you Delker. Delker's got Walker again. It's an evidence grab. We get Bill Shaheen. Where's the IRS in this? We only have the Adjutant General saying there is a mole. Brian Toomey again, right? What's happening with Ayotte? Because that's my concern. I want you to all know I didn't play politicians here, right? I went after Republicans and Democrats. Shaheen should be in the jail, and all these judges that work with him criminally should be in jail. But let's not forget, President Trump, you promised to drain this swamp. Now, I drained the swamp for you while I was waiting. And now it's all drained. I'm afraid that you see Ayotte in the swamp. Now, she should go to jail. And Governor Sununu, again, Republican, I dropped off the evidence to him the other day. You all saw it on the video, right? Right. Now, do you know what you found out in the news almost the next day? Right. The A.G. Foster resigns. Resigns? No, why would he resign? Because he was already under dark clouds as being a corrupt bastard. Why make it look like you did something wrong? I can tell you why. Because I'm going to tell you what Sununu's going to do. His boy is Jerry Little, the banking department. You open up the banking department, you get the drug laundering. He knows that too. That's what he used to leverage to become governor. Right. So, what he did was he's going to take all that information, aren't you, Governor Sununu, and you're going to drop it on the AG. Now, you couldn't give it to Foster because you can't trust him. You got to give it to your guy because you got to be okay. That's why Foster had to leave now, isn't it? Right on time. All right. So here you go. When I'm done with this, we're going to go to the post office together. You're going to see us mail this out, and we're going to mail it. Let me give you an idea what our mailing list is before I open our present up. Let me see. Tried shaking it. It has a little weight to it. Not much movement. I just hear a click. 1 minute. We're going to send this all to the officer of the governor again. The governor in Massachusetts, too. Department of Justice in Washington, D.C., the FBI in Chelsea, and the FBI in Bedford. You remember, the assholes who sent the package back. Do you think there's a letter in it? I'll bet you there's not. How about we send it to the FBI headquarters again in Washington? We got the United States Attorney, both in Massachusetts and New Hampshire. I believe we have 10 deliveries. And in these deliveries, you get to hear how they're going to murder me. Right. And all the evidence on the other attempted murders. Now listen, we have witnesses. You mind speaking to them? All right. So now you know all these guys are getting this evidence. Now let's see what the FBI sent us back. Because this is going to tell us something. Did they send the stuff that they were afraid of? Let's see. Did they send us a letter and tell us what they found? Greg, will you come over here and shake this box for me? All right. Boy, they wrapped it up good. Bubble wrap. I told you I tried shaking this bastard. Now, it wouldn't be the mailings to the IRS. More like maybe the computer. Oh, well, here we go. What did the FBI send us back? Wow. They sent us back the computer and the cell phone. Wow. This would put Bill Shaheen in jail. Brian Toomey in jail. Right? Alex Walker in jail. Well, we got a bubble wrap. Wow. Remember the stuff that I said I laid out in front of their door? The evidence? Yeah. They threw that in there too. Don't forget, do you see this stuff? Does it look familiar? Right. That's what he wouldn't take. What's this? Well, Jesus Christ. Here you go. You ready? I want you to all watch this. This is mail fraud. Remember? This is Carrie Lemieux getting this. The paralegal. This was from the accountant Curtis Morley. There they all are, back, still unsealed. Remember you saw me give them to them? Right? This puts Bill Shaheen, Gene Shaheen, in jail. This incriminates the Adjutant General of the IRS campus and also TICA, the criminal division, with Morley and O'Malley. Here they are. What are they telling you? The computer back? Mail fraud? Yet they kept our other files. You know, the one incrimination evidence with Bill Shaheen. Let me explain. They're not going to take any evidence that's going to put their boy in jail. That's what this means. There is no other explanation for this. None. Mail, came in the mail. These are over a couple of years to an accountant that didn't exist, didn't work for me, but was the cousin of Tom Morley from TICA, the same son of a bitch who was supposed to invest the criminality. This is how corrupt and you know why the FBI didn't take it? Because they know what's going to happen next. Right. This is a cover-up. This is an FBI cover-up. They turned around. Mail fraud, there's no explanation here. They were there to get the evidence. Now that they've seen the evidence, they went through his computer, maybe even destroyed the fucking thing. The mail, then they give it back to you. Now tell me, what country do we live in? Because this is the truth. And President Trump, if you cut a deal with Aon and Sununu and sold us out, well, you didn't keep your promise. I kept mine. You have this evidence. You know. So if you don't come to help, then you were just another politician, right? Because New Hampshire still has the worst drug problem. Remember? You said it in your campaigns. You said the dirty politicians and people making money from these drugs were protecting them. Well, they were. And you do, and you're right. And you're not doing anything. That's what it means. Why are they so brazen to give us this back? This is mail fraud. This is fraud in the IRS. This is what we heard the mole say. Okay, the next thing you're going to see is just me dropping off all these packages to the mail, to the post office. You can't say you didn't know. All right? This is blatant. This controls family court. This controls civil and criminal courts in this state. These judges turn around. This Shaheen makes a phone call. They'll kill you in jail. That's the injustice we have. We've been sold out. Mike Gill, State of Corruption. We just delivered the packages, 10 of them. U.S. attorneys, governors, right. Evidence that they're going to murder me. And who? And the information with the judges. Now, we've told them we have a lot more evidence, but we're asking each and every one to sit down with us and show us this evidence. Now, you got it mailed to you. We didn't hand it off to Eileen Landy, who would lose it, and Carrie, who wouldn't file it. You see, that's why this has to be investigated. All our paralegals were working for them. Now, on Monday, we got a bunch more packages mailing. We're going to keep the pressure up. And don't forget, that envelope with those letters from the IRS unopened, that is clearly fraud at the highest level of the IRS. Mail fraud, fraud with the TICA, the criminal division of the IRS. Don't miss where we are right now, because they are desperate and desperate to shut me up. Mike Gill, State of Corruption.